Today, for the first time in the history of Rostina's Andromeda Cave, a scientific team dared to make a new and strange discovery. Literally, the world is upside down in the entire scientific community around the globe. The discovery is unique to the Andromeda Nebula, which has indeed begun the early stages of the expected collision with the rare nebula Nadir. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Within a few hours, the discovery of a strange structure with undefined limbs was confirmed this year. It's considered invisible by all the terrestrial and space telescopes, even the Jameson telescope. And the biggest surprise is that the newly discovered structure has been in the same place for hundreds of years. There's nothing really stopping us from observing it on our scheduled observation date for the Andromeda Galaxy, which has indeed been photographed thousands of times, almost, by our telescopes. And all the telescopes that human civilization owns. But what's even more terrifying is that the newly discovered structure moves in colliding paths toward our cave, quickly reaches 110 kilometers per second, which is the same speed that the Andromeda Galaxy is currently moving towards us through the depths of space. But the strange question that NASA, the American Space Agency, began to ask as if owning the majority of terrestrial and space telescopes is how the newly discovered structure remained invisible to all telescopes. It's as if it suddenly appeared out of nowhere, finally allowing for a preliminary explanation of the new sacred structure to be revealed, with a new sensory paper containing surprises and secrets literally discovered for the first time, and more we'll know together today. But even if you're seeing us for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel or support us with super snacks from the heart button below the video. And those who truly support us to embark on new and great journeys between regions, if you enjoyed our cosmic journey, don't forget to like it. Let's go! A German scientific team consisting of 3 scientists, Marcel, Javier, and Giancinti, caused damage a few days ago. They discovered a giant and strange structure near the Andromeda Cave, appearing in a shimmering blue above the Andromeda Cave you see in front of you in the picture now. I want you to imagine with me that all the telescopes in the world were unable to photograph the new structure. And also, I want to tell you that the discovery was completely accidental and totally unexpected, because the details of the discovery that you're about to hear will astonish you in a very strange way. Then, the story of the new discovery began with a decision to ban
World of the 3 scientists.
He decided to detect a new cosmic nebula for the first time, unlike the gas nebulas discovered until today, because nebulas represent giant clouds of gas and dust. They are cosmic factories for splitting stars on a universal scale. And indeed, he began installing light filters on all the telescopes and directing them to a region of space for a relatively long period. Or as it's scientifically known, the method of long exposure in video photography. During the observation period, he began to change the light filters again, hoping to discover a new nebula for the first time in the space near his planet. But the comedic surprise is actually that the scientific team was using telescopes from within the area at the time of observation, using types of air telescopes or telescopes that can capture a large area in space in a single image without focusing on a specific goal like stars or planets. And that's what made their primitive telescope outperform all the terrestrial and space telescopes. And here began the new discovery of the strange structure, discovering a massive number of faint shocks all around the galaxy.
Complete using
In
seltzer.
addition to discovering giant gas clouds in the gap between the
But
Andromeda
how did
cavern.
time filter through?
Should the picture be completely flipped to a new form that is observed?
First length.
Out in history, it is the discovery of giant companionship that turns the depth of the Andromeda cavern into a result of supernova explosions across the cavern. But the surprise was the discovery of a strange and giant structure entirely made of oxygen. After photographing the Andromeda Galaxy for about 160 hours, scientists have named it the O3M31 emission. I want to tell you so you can grasp the greatness of this new discovery. James Webb Telescope, with its superhuman capabilities, has become the strongest telescope available today.
Will be unable.
Exactly in capturing the new structure discovered by any of the 4 scientific devices. But the strange question now, How is the new structure located in this place in relation to the Andromeda galaxy?
And easily made up
of
entirely.
oxygen without any trace of any other gas like hydrogen, for example.
How does it form from
And the
Earth?
truth is, the answer you're about to hear is very strange because it's usually not easily acknowledged in the scientific community. Because literally no one knows why the newly discovered structure was formed, nor why it is entirely made of oxygen. And the hydrogen, which is considered the basic component of everything in the universe, from hydrogen. Aside from cosmic infatuations, the new structure might indeed be very close to the Andromeda cave in relation to Earth. Despite the fact that the scientific team managed to convey some information after studying the shape and distribution of oxygen throughout the entire structure, confirming it indeed gravitationally interacts with the Andromeda galaxy. Therefore, it is considered relatively close to it and can be regarded as existing in the cosmic station near the outer edges of it. With a structure that reaches almost 30,000 light years, the puzzle seems strange. It was capable of maintaining its physical shape despite its gaseous composition, which is being discovered for the first time at a universal level. But here, NASA began to delve into the new discovery, using some advanced scientific equipment, hoping to explain the strange and eerie phenomenon. Indeed, scientists have begun to put forward the first scientific hypothesis that our galaxy has actually begun to collide with the Andromeda galaxy on some level. At the level of the outer limbs or the galactic halo, the collision happening right now could be a primary reason for the repetitive new structure. The gases the gases at the edges of the galaxies react and form the strange shape you see in front of you now. But here, the objection to this individuality appeared within a few hours, because if the new structure indeed originates from the beginning of the collision and merging of the two galaxies, the structure should be located in the area between Andromeda and the Milky Way, contrary to what is currently considered on the opposite side of the place, or to put it correctly, the newly discovered structure is considered completely far from the area affected by the new galactic collision. And here arises the second hypothesis, which is a bit strange because it assumes that the gaseous structure representing a giant cloud of oxygen indeed it exists inside our cave, because it assumes that the new gaseous structure representing a giant companion of oxygen, it is indeed already present inside our cave, the Milky Way. It makes it much smaller than it currently believes size is, Thus, it will be far away from the Andromeda galaxy, and the entire discovery will be nothing but ordinary gas companions on the outskirts of its galaxy. And it has absolutely no connection at all with our galaxy's brain and the Andromeda galaxy. Indeed, scientists have started using the Doppler shift method to study the new gaseous structure, hoping to officially and institutionally determine its speed. Because if it's discovered that its speed is indeed the same as the Andromeda galaxy relative to Earth, so the entire structure will be moving towards us and will collide with us in about 4.5 billion years from today. But if it was discovered that the speed it moves relative to planet Earth is a very small value close to zero, the gas structure will already officially exist within the Milky Way galaxy. And with that we can say the location of the new gaseous structure is completely unknown and not defined at all. But the strange thing we're currently facing, which poses a puzzle, baffles scientists including those who discovered it. It is made up of 100% oxygen without any hydrogen at all, which is completely against all the physical laws governing space nebulas. Because the cores are always made of hydrogen with a higher proportion than any other gas or element, unlike the newly discovered gaseous structure, which is entirely made of oxygen, unusually, and 0% of hydrogen. Moreover, what's utterly strange about its formation is that the nebula's shape is similar to the cosmic shockwave produced by star explosions. Either it is considered a very strange arc or bow shape, it is impossible to detect the complete kind with ultraviolet observation telescopes or with radio waves and X-rays or even infrared radiation. Despite its giant size in the sky of planet Earth, which equals 3 times the diameter of the full moon, as if the gas structure is completely and deliberately hidden in a very eerie cosmic scene. I want to tell you that right now you can observe the new cosmic structure just by adjusting your telescope equipped with a filter specifically for observing oxygen gas. From the upper region of the Andromeda galaxy, a very terrifying scene of unknown origin will be observed, and you might personally be able to discover new information about the new structure. And solving his mystery is one of the greatest puzzles baffling scientists around the world right now. In a cosmic scene you'll literally be observing for the first time. But the question now is, do you think that the new cosmic structure really contains new secrets other than just being giant companions of oxygen?
We want to know your opinion in the comments.